Hey everyone, it's Kerri. How are you? I still have a little spinny thing, so I'm just making sure this is going live first before I really jump in. Okay, cool. I think I do that every week. Um, how are you guys? It's Friday, Feng Shui Friday. I like Fridays anyway, but I love Fridays even more now that I've decided that they are Feng Shui Fridays. And I hope that you are enjoying stopping in and saying hello and asking your questions. Yesterday, I had the chance to do a feng shui presentation to a small group in a private Facebook page. And so I had created some notes for that and used those to give the presentation from. And I decided that I was going to use the same notes today. But I have to say, I'm even more inspired because I did the presentation and like that's what I love about what I do is I did the presentation and people got so inspired that they actually ended up inspiring me back. And even this morning, I woke up and looked around my surroundings again and thought, you know what? I can switch things up a little bit and I can make things even better. And I'm inspired to live even more intentionally than I normally do. And so I've kind of refined what I spoke about yesterday and put it into this little topic. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. If you're watching me live, I would love for you to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you catch this on the replay, just put replay in there for me and also let me know where you're watching from. It not only helps me know where people are coming from and know that people are watching, but it helps it get seen by more people. So when you comment on things and like things, Facebook responds by sharing it with more people, and that's what my real passion and purpose is with coming here to do these weekly sessions. Hi, Maria. Thanks for saying hello. I'm glad that you're here. Um, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kerri Miller. I am a feng shui and energy clearing practitioner, and I'm super passionate about showing women, especially, the ways that their surroundings are influencing them, everything from their mood to their energy level to how much money they make. Like, it really has an influence over every part of your life. And more than that, I love showing people how to set up and arrange their surroundings so that they're tapping into this unseen energy around them to help them live more fully and more deliberately by setting up the surroundings. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. Um, I really do believe that if you're not paying attention to your surroundings, you are missing out on this huge untapped potential that can help you live with more ease and live with more fulfillment, and even attract and manifest more of what you want in life. And so that's what my message always is. It's just sharing that there's this huge empowering tool that you're sitting in every day and you can tap into that. Maria, you're from Canada. That's great. So glad you're here. Thank you. Um, so, I wanted to talk about these three things. These are real feng shui basics for sure about the very, very beginning of feng shui and what you can take from it to use in your own life. Whether you dive deep into feng shui, or hire somebody to help you with feng shui, these are three things that you can do, on your own to really just get started and just pay attention. And the first thing I would say is that when I'm coming in to do a feng shui consultation, um, I'm looking at the ways that unseen energy or chi is flowing through the space and whether or not it is flowing in a beneficial way or in a harsh way, and whether or not it's getting to all the places in your space and all the people in your space. Because when it's flowing really good, and getting to all the places, you feel good and you're thriving, and everybody in the space is generally thriving and feels pretty good. And that, they have more energy to put into all the different parts of life. And if it's not flowing good, maybe it's flowing too harshly, then it can feel, you might feel anxious, People in the space might have tense relationships. Maybe it feels like money is rushing out faster than it comes in. Um, it just doesn't feel good. And life is bumpy or challenging in that way. And it can also be stuck. The energy might not be moving or flowing, it might be a little bit stagnant. And so you are feeling maybe slow and sluggish or depressed. It might feel like money or other opportunities are just not coming in your direction and you cannot catch a break. And so we're looking at that unseen energy and how it's flowing. And as a feng shui practitioner, I show you how to shift things and adjust things to create a different flow of that energy that's more beneficial for you. And it's very subtle and it's very subliminal. We're not knocking down walls. Um, we're not renovating or changing everything over. Sometimes it can just be shifting the positioning of a couch or a chair or a desk. And sometimes it can be releasing items in your space that actually feel pretty heavy and are weighing the space down. So it's a very intentional practice. And I think that a lot of people get lost simply because, I mean, we stop living intentionally because we get busy and we get caught up in that rush of life, and we're not paying attention to how we feel or to how the space feels and what's going on. And these three tips are really meant to help you figure that out and do that. So, the first thing I would say is pay attention to your surroundings. Like, really pay attention to what's going on and how you feel when you're in them. If you're heading off to work for the day, if you're going into your office now and you come home at the end of the day, just take a minute and pause before you walk in the door. And after you come in the door, just take a moment, maybe take 2 or 3 breaths and pause and just feel what's going on and pay attention to how you feel as you're walking in the door. Are you walking in and saying, "Ugh, I'm so glad to be home"? Or are you walking in the door and saying, "Ugh, this place is a mess"? Right? Like it can go either way, but that vibe is really influencing your overall energy. That's like a it's like a message right there for you as you walk in the space. When you get up in the morning and you walk down from your bedroom and you step into the living space of your house, do the same thing. Like take a moment and pause and take a breath and just look around and notice. Not even looking, like it's not even a judgment thing. Like don't look around and say, oh, there's a pile of clutter there, there's a pile of clutter there. It's more just noticing without judgment. How does this make me feel? How do I feel as I walk into this space? And you will get so much insight from what's going on, and that awareness that you bring to yourself by paying attention will really start to allow, you know, suggested changes to flow to you, and you'll start to pay attention to maybe what needs to shift and change. I truly believe that our surroundings are really talking to us all the time, and we are either paying attention or not. I think most of the time we're not paying attention, but we can get some really powerful messages from just listening. And even though we're sitting in our space thinking, I don't know how to make this room work, or I don't know how to solve this clutter issue, or any of those types of questions, if you really sit and listen, the answer will come. And sometimes it's a silly little answer like, this vase doesn't like being where it is. But listen and act, and you will notice that you're able to shift and change the way things feel in your space. So that's really tip number one. Just pay attention, notice how things feel. I have to admit that I kind of have a split personality when it comes to feng shui. I have some really intentional placements around the house. My fountain and my altar and plants in certain places and cures in certain places, and those are all very placed and set. But in the mix of things, and especially in the last couple of months with COVID and kids home and husbands home and all of that, our house is a lot messier. It's not as intentional on a day to day basis as it has been in the past. When everybody was kind of going off for the day and I was home alone, I would take a few minutes to intentionally clean up and organize things. And I noticed yesterday that as I was inspired after having that conversation, I noticed, I really can be more intentional about my space than I have been, even though all those wonderful, energetic set points are in place in my surroundings. There's still a shift that I can make on a day-to-day basis of just maintaining the energy of the space a little bit better. And so that, I mean, I'm always learning and being inspired by all of you and all the things that I learn. And and that was a good message for me. So what's the message for you? And notice, if even if you want to take a moment to do that right now, just kind of think wherever you're sitting in, how does it feel? And feel free to share that with me in the comments and let me know. Um, Maybe I can give you some more thoughts to ponder on that. The other thing, so that's step number one, just pay attention. Pay attention to how you're feeling and how your space feels to be in. And don't judge it, but just be aware of it. And then, if you've had a chance to get clear on what it is that you want, I think I'm gonna make 4 steps. I said I was gonna do 3, but if you've had a chance to like think through what you want, what's your goal? Like, we're heading into 2021. What's your goal for 2021? Do you have some intentions to set? Do you have aspirations for next year? Do you know how you want things to look and feel for you on a day-to-day basis as you move into the next year? Um, Getting clear on those things in each part of your life is really powerful. It's one of the reasons that I love Feng Shui. For me personally, when I discovered Feng Shui, it was really the first time that I really looked at my life in detail, um, because Feng Shui breaks things up into 9 easy life areas. Like, it breaks your whole entire life up into these 9 parts: money, love, health, career, all those things. And it was the first time that I took a look at each one of those parts of my life and said, wait a minute, my career is not what I want. And what would it look like if I wanted to make that shift and change? So, getting clear on what it is that you want in your life is really a powerful step to take. And then noticing, as you're paying attention to that awareness thing, look around and pay attention to the things that are not serving you as you move forward. Like, there might be some pieces of clothing. Like, for me, I was actually just looking in my closet earlier and thinking, my closet feels kind of stuffed right now. And it feels stuffed with clothes that I don't wear very often right now because we just haven't been going out and connecting and networking and celebrating with others, seeing other people that much this year. And so it almost feels like some of those clothes are unnecessary at the moment. And I wonder how much of that is going to come back into play when things change with COVID and things open up. Um, is life going to be a little bit more casual and less dressy than it used to be? I was kind of thinking about that and wondering, are some of these things that I'm keeping them in my closet really not necessary for where I'm going in life? So those are the kind of things to think about. What can you release that's not supporting the place that you're going? What can you release that's maybe blocking or holding you back from where you want to be? And um, you're making space. Like, it's just a matter of making space for that place you want to be and that person you want to become and that energy that you want to call in. And then, so number 3 would be, release some things that are not serving the place where you're going. If you do that process that I mentioned in number 1, where you just kind of sit there and listen, and pay attention. Sometimes I even will go over and like pick up an object in question and I'll just kind of hold it for a few minutes, and it speaks. So listen and see what it is that can be released and what you can let go of. And I will say, a lot of people feel like, I've got to let go of everything. I've got to like make room and clear all this stuff up before I can move forward. And that typically isn't the case. Like, if you were to intentionally take a look at 3 to 5 things that aren't serving you right now and release them, that's a powerful statement. It doesn't have to be clearing that whole junk room or clearing every junk drawer. It really can just be making the choice to start um, sending a more clear message by what you're surrounding yourself with. Hope that makes sense. And number 4, I would say, is, intentionally call in energy to different parts of your life. The Bagua Map is a tool that we use in Feng Shui. I'm going to hold this up here. Whoops, if I can get it in front of the camera. Um, let's see. Yeah, the Bagua Map is a tool that we use, and this lays out the energy centers of your home that are related to the different parts of your life. So those 9 life areas that you got clear on, you can kind of look at those parts of your home and make sure that they're representing what you're trying to call into that life area. Like, intentionally set some things in place there that remind you of what you're creating. So for me, in our wealth corner, for example, I have some things there that really make me feel rich and abundant when I look at that. And so it reminds me of that thing that I'm creating well before I have it. In When I was single and using feng shui to try to call in my partner, I had my romance corner, set up with all kinds of things, pictures of romantic couples, books about love and passion and poetry and romance. I had lots of word art, candles, lots of things that represented the love and the romance and the partnership and the kind of person that I was calling into my life at that time. And I was saying yesterday on the call that a couple months ago I was going through old notebooks, and I found a notebook from that time where I had been journaling and getting clear about what it was that I was calling into my life. And I found a list, and it was a list of basically all the personality traits of the person, the partner that I was looking to call into my life. And I reviewed it, and it's my husband. It's my husband 100% to a T. He has like 98% of the traits that I was looking for and calling in. And that is how I had started, was first of all getting clear on what it was that I was looking to call in, and then, releasing and making space for that thing to come to me, and then, using the Bagua map to enhance and call energy to that particular part of my life, using, symbols that resonated with the love and the romance that I was trying to call in. And so 20 years later, I'm still talking about feng shui for the very reason, because it worked. It totally worked to call in what I wanted and to help me manifest. And it's funny, I was at a very small networking meeting the other night, but I was talking with a woman who told me the exact same thing. She said, I used feng shui to call in my partner. She goes, it's the only time I've ever used it, but I put things out there and I placed it in, and that's how I met my husband, and I know that's what it is attributed to. So this is really fun stuff to play with, and it is so powerful on many levels, and it's something that you can be empowered to play with on your own just by doing these few things that I'm talking about here. So I hope that inspires you. First of all, pay attention to how your space feels and how it's making you feel. Second, get clear on what it is that you want in the different life areas. Third, release anything that's not supporting where you're going. And fourth, set up some intentional things around your space that remind you of what you're calling in and how you want to show up on a daily basis. I hope that helps you guys. If you're here on the call live or on this live, I would love for you to say hello and let me know where you're watching from. And again, if you're watching the replay, please let me know that as well. And I'm here. I wanted to share that with you, but I'm here for the next few minutes and can answer your questions. So if you have a question about something in your home that is feng shui related, or a feng shui challenge that you have, or even a question in general about feng shui or even energy clearing, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'm happy to answer it for you. Waldrian says, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Maria, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Waldrian, I'm sure I'm saying your name wrong, but it's good to see you from the Boston area. And Michelle from Florida. How are you guys? Are you guys familiar with feng shui? Do you use it already in your life or in your work? I would love to hear it in the comments if you have a second to share with me, or if you're totally new to feng shui. Um, just put hashtag new. um, yeah, this is my favorite topic to talk about. And I come here, I've been coming here every Friday for the last couple months, and I'm going to keep that up. I'll be taking a break over the holidays from doing the live videos, but I'll start back up again in the new year. And you know what? I want to share with you guys that I'm offering a free webinar on Wednesday, December 16th at 7 p.m. And I will share, after I get done here, I'll post the link in the comments. I should have actually had that ready to share with you. But you can register for that. The topic is using your home as a vision board for manifesting. And so I'm going to talk a lot more about what I just started to share there about really using your surroundings and feng shui to call in what more of what you want in life. Michelle, you said you use it already. Excellent. Let me see. Can't read all of the comments. It's worked in your life. I love it. That's so good to hear. Do you have specific? Sorry, the cat just jumped up here. Do you have specific feng shui cures in place that you'd be willing to share, or can you share maybe one way that you've used it in your home or in your work? I use it for both. I love feng shui. I use it like entirely. It's there. I will admit there have been times in my young motherhood days when I was busy with kids and busy with work and kind of let feng shui drop off. And you know what? So did all of the fulfillment I felt and all the things and the ease and the flow that I wanted to create in my life. Like everything got a little bit harder. And so I'm definitely a proponent of maintaining feng shui as part of a lifelong practice. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and post them in the comments box, and I'll answer them. If you guys are watching on the replay and you have a question, you can go ahead and post a question in the comments box as well. But just make sure to tag me because otherwise I probably won't see it. And I will, let me see if I can grab the link. I'm not sure if I'll be able to grab the link and share it with you right now for the webinar. You do need to register in advance, but but it's free, so you don't need to there's no payment required for it. So let me see now. I've lost my screen here. Hopefully you guys can still see me. I may have cut myself off. Let's see here. Oh, I'm still there. That's good. Okay, let's see. Here's the link to the vision board webinar. Michelle says that you have a vision board in your office as well as one that plays on my phone 3 times a day. That is awesome. I don't have a digital vision board. That's a great idea. My other vision board is actually tucked behind me here. I started with vision boarding, making a vision board probably around the same time that I started with feng shui, and I just love it. I've actually in the last year or two started doing it every like New Year's time frame. We just bought some poster boards so we can do it over Christmas break with my daughters because I think it's such a powerful thing to really put out to the universe what it is you're calling towards you. And definitely, I love, to me, my surroundings now, my home has become my three-dimensional vision board. And so it really is set up to remind me of the things that I'm calling in and how I want to show up and be in the world. And that's what I'm going to be sharing on that webinar. So go ahead and register for that if you have availability on that night. There is a replay. I am planning to record it, so I'll be able to share the replay with anybody who registers. That's all. If you guys are looking for one-on-one support, I have a great package right now. It's my regular feng shui and energy clearing package. We work together over 6 weeks, but I'm also including some amazing New Year's manifesting techniques that I use to really up my manifesting game, especially around the new year. And there's an extra session. So, if you're looking to make your home more calm, more intentional, more fulfilling to be in, and really more energetically balanced and supportive, and you'd like support with that, this is a great time to book with me because it's the same price as it always is, but you get that amazing bonus. I'm going to work with you on creating your own feng shui rituals, really, that are daily practices that will help you call in and manifest what you want. So I'll post a link to that there as well. Thank you guys very much for being here. If you missed the call or missed today's live, it'll be here on the replay. Please say hello and let me know where you're from. Sign up for the webinar if you're interested, and I will be back here next Friday at 11, same time, same place, and same fun topic. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Take care.